Hidden behind closed shutters and beneath years of decay lies a place frozen in time. Once filled with life and purpose, this abandoned house in a Belgian city with an adjoining optician store now sits in eerie silence, waiting to be uncovered. The once bright lenses that sharpened the visions of so many now gather dust, their clarity dulled by time. It's almost ironic. This was a place meant to restore sight, and yet its own story has been left unseen, veiled in mystery and neglect. This house, abandoned since 2012, is more than just a home. It's a time capsule of Robert and Jacqueline, the couple who built their lives within these walls. Robert passed away in 2007, leaving Jacqueline to live here alone for 5 more years. When she too passed, the house was locked away, untouched. Plans for demolition by the municipality began in 2021, but as the walls still stand, so do the unanswered questions. Inside, the decay tells one story, but the remnants tell another. Photographs capturing fleeting moments of happiness, priceless antiques are left forgotten, and even Jacqueline's bank cards are scattered, as if she might return. Every room feels like a fragment of their lives, yet louder still is the question: did they leave behind anyone to remember them? If they had children, where are they now, as the bulldozers loom closer? Today I step into their world to uncover the fragments they left behind, to piece together a puzzle before it's lost forever. This is a story of time, memory, and loss. A story on the brink of being forgotten. Follow me as I delve into this enigmatic house and the secrets it holds. Hello there, Explomers. I currently find myself in the middle of the city center, and I have an abandoned place to show you like no other. I've never seen it. I doubt that you've ever seen an abandoned house with this inside. So anyway, let's start this exploration. We first have 2 little doors over here. This looks like maybe an outside pantry or something, still with a container and some brushes. And we have another little door over here. You can clearly tell also how nature is conquering this territory. And this is also just some general storage. Although I like the tile work over there on top and also right here at the bottom. Believe it or not, this place is just open. In fact, it's gonna face demolition, so soon it's gonna be history forever. I gotta be careful given that this door is very loosened. So we come inside of their dining room and kitchen. You can clearly tell wallpaper is peeling, it's moldy. There's been a lot of leakage problems in this place. tablecloth as well. And over there, the kitchen continues. You can clearly see the wooden ceiling beams are completely loosened. Some have already collapsed. This place is gonna face demolition, I think, for plans of the city, new infrastructure. Yeah, I think there's gonna be something newly built on this domain. But just imagine it, guys. One chair is missing, but there once used to be 4 chairs. This family was joyfully having their breakfast here, their dinners, talking about everyday life, about stuff that happened. Now it's all just fading into oblivion. Interestingly, I see some paws of an animal, most likely a cat. And even over here, the paint on the fireplace is starting to peel. We still have this very decrepit picture inside a wonderful ornate frame. I assume it used to be family ancestor. And we have a glass, some glasses. That's already a little hint for what's about to follow. And maybe you already have a slide ID, given that you've seen the intro, you clicked on the thumbnail of this video, and I hoped it sparked your curiosity, because this place is very unique, as I mentioned. And it's also very untouched. All the glasses over here, still on these glass shelves. That's even something from Austria. I'm not sure what it exactly is. I believe that it's empty right now. I have to be careful, because I'm not sure what the state of all the furniture is. Some furniture is very rotten. As so for the ceiling. Whoa. As you can tell, there is even a way to go up. I might check it out in a little bit, but that's gonna be very sketchy. So yeah, I might reconsider. It's unbelievable that pots and bowls where they made soup with are all still here. Fridge is already open. No need for a fridge test this time. And thankfully it's also empty. Even have some cleaning products down there. Ooh, and we have some serious signs of dry rot over here. That's serious structural damage to this property. You need to be careful not to touch it, because you can even take it home and infect your own house. Whoa, it's going down here. Must be the basement. I really like the tile work. It's quite unique for a basement. Nice pattern. There is some paint, cleaning products, and more tools in the corner. I haven't seen the basement myself yet, so it's also a surprise for me what we're gonna see here. Whoa! This is a long stretching corridor. Oh my. It's actually really cool, guys. Even a pigeon over here sadly didn't survive it. Probably got trapped inside this dark dungeon. This tunnel is massive, so I think it also gives a clearer picture of the size of this house. There's gonna be a lot of rooms and a lot of things to see. Okay, just some iron wire. Some hoses over here. And I believe that this is just a ventilation shaft that eventually leads to the outside city streets for some ventilation. Let's see if we can find a year over here. 2009. I assume that's then also maybe one of the last days of occupation of the structure. What I can tell you already, the people that lived there, they had two beautiful names. It was a couple, Robert and Jacqueline. And we're gonna see more of them right now as we're gonna explore the rest. And first, let's try these dodgy stairs. And these are the stairs I'm talking about. You can tell they're in a terrible state. Dry rot has also manifested this part of the building structure. Probably gonna find a room that few dare to explore. Gotta be utterly cautious. Each and every inch I move myself on these steps. Because you've seen, this leads to the basement. Oh my gosh. And you heard, that's crumbling. Ooh, that step was not in the best state, but it seems I made it. Let's see what's over here. Whoa, okay. Looks like this used to be kind of an office part or something. I see a lot of documents, although I don't really trust the floor. So I'm not gonna get up too close. Look at this machine. More documents, probably for administration. A home trainer. These vintage tins. And that was definitely the office desk. This is probably where they did the administration of their business. Stay tuned as we're gonna make it now to the living parts. Getting down here is definitely maybe more sketchy even than going up. Given that it's hard to divide your weights when walking down these steps. All right, I'm on safe ground again. Oh, thank God. Now, you see the shutters right in front of me. When I dug down here, you're gonna see a room where nature has completely taken over. Check that out. Holy cow. Look at this, guys. The carpet is completely green, moldy. I would even say rotten and digested by nature. And fungi. There are even plants growing in there. Nature is truly reclaiming this place. I think 2009 could be a very accurate date of abandonment. We have more signs of dry rot as well. Ooh, we don't want this to collapse on our heads. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is look at this colorful glass ceiling. Would it be stained glass? Normal glass? With stickers? That's something that I've just been discussing with my friend accompanying me in this Explorer. It's unbelievable. This space has maybe been abandoned for more than a decade. However, it's remained entirely imperturbable over time. And look at the furniture. There's a lot of ornate details and carvings. The cobwebs, like you can tell it hasn't been moved. And maybe that also has a reason. Because look how this is damaged by a leakage and nature. You can even see a plate over here. Actually from arrow shooting. From a foundation. It's so sad that this is all just in there. I mean, also pictures and memories that they made. This was Mr. Robert, probably on some travels. What do we have over here? Also a picture of Mr. Robert. We're gonna see more of this dearest man in a bit. And right here we have a picture of a daughter. It's definitely already a very old photo. I assume it could be his wife when she was younger. Unreal space. Let's try to highlight a few more of these beautiful details on this intricate wooden carvework. And the same also goes for the table. You can see the cobwebs between the chairs. They haven't been moved. This is the definition of a time capsule. You can tell not many hands, if any hands, have touched this throughout all these years. And we have more photos of the family. Mr. Robert, Mr. Robert, I think Mrs. Jacqueline and Mrs. Jacqueline. Now you also have a better picture of who these humble people were that used to live here. Now their home sadly sits here in silence. It seems nobody cares. Why is there nobody that comes to take out their belongings? Now I do think that this is definitely some stained glass. Beautifully made. We're gonna explore that living part in a bit. I think this used to be the formal dining room, given that they spend so much attention and details to the lights, to the furniture here. Beautiful decorations. I think that this is also Mrs. Jacqueline. And over here, I think it's the same family ancestor that we've just seen. Also the same style of frame. This used to be a little liquor cabinet. And the calendar actually says 2012. That's 12 years, almost 13 years ago at the moment we were filming this place. I'm not sure if these doors are locked, but I think so. Oh no. Whoa. Guys. Honestly, this gives me a time warp feeling. Back to my grandmother's. All the cute crystal plates, porcelainware. I saw a letter inside to Mrs. Jacqueline, so maybe if there was still post for her, mail for her, that would mean she was maybe the last person to be alive and live here. So many porcelainware. Look at all the crystal. It's completely pristine. You cannot see any other dust marks. Like if I would lift one away over here, you see the dust mark. Like that's also all I'm gonna do. I don't wanna move these things too much. You can just tell it's all still perfectly in place and preserved. And that's remarkable for its central position in a vivid city center. Now just for your orientation, right here, we're gonna have the main stair hall in a bit. But before we're heading there, guys, let's explore their living room. The main living room right here. As you can tell, this part is also completely pristine. There was even still this little vacuum cleaner hanging on the wall. They had this huge comfortable couch. Strangely, no television here in the living room. I'm curious what used to stand on this pedestal over here. Barometer. We have a nice bricks fireplace, but also a sad sign. Over here, next to the fireplace, is a lot of medicine and pills. Probably from Mrs. Jacqueline, given that there was also a letter to her again. Her husband probably passed first, and this is another picture of Mr. Robert. And these were actually friends of theirs, Albert and Elsa. I actually like this old glass bottle of Vieux or Porto. And I think that this is actually kind of like a painting or a sketch from Mrs. Jacqueline in her younger days. I'm not sure if you paid attention, but look at all the pictures. They're wearing glasses in all the pictures. Different glasses, stylish glasses. It makes all sense if you're gonna see what's about to follow in a bit. We have over here, I think, an album of something from 1997. Oh, it's kind of a magazine or something. Nationalism. Rebel. Okay, then we also definitely know a little bit about his political preferences. Oh yeah. Over here on this moldy leather seat, we actually have another picture of Mrs. Jacqueline when she was older. And again, she's wearing glasses. Whoa. Look in front of me, guys. This massive fold. It's crazy. Look at the lock system. We actually have 4 alphabetical locks. Usually you do not see this in Belgium. I'm curious where this one was made, but it's completely faded over here, so I cannot really tell anymore. And it's open. There are actually pictures inside here. As you can tell, images. Oh, this was from a holiday in 2001 to Spain, Lloret de Mar. Look. Wow, Mr. Robert on vacation, somebody playing a grand piano, funeral, and this was his dearest wife. As you can tell, they sadly need to say goodbye to a lot of their dearest friends, relatives. Unfortunately, that's another disadvantage of aging, having to say goodbye to your dearest ones. Although it's beautiful to find these, it's also sad that nobody ever came back, and probably when this building will face demolition, a lot of these pictures will never be saved and will really forever be forgotten underneath all the debris. For now, I put them back in the folder. I'm gonna close this fold, and yeah, I just really hope that it will stay this way. The mechanism from the inside one last time. A little trophy. We also have all these paintings hanging on the wall, as you've seen. And we have this porcelain chandelier. Gives me a little bit also Portuguese vibe with just the decision and style of colors that they've used. And now you've probably already captured a glimpse, but this used to be their optician store. Attached to their living parts, it was separated by these red drapes on each side. And through that very door, customers over here in the city used to walk in here 5-6 times a week to get their eyes checked. or for any other questions. I believe they also made hearing devices. As you can tell, there is a lot to see. From the leaflets still on the shelves, to the glasses and cases still there. And even over here on the desk, you can tell there is a lot left behind. Huh? What's this? Wait, let me get some glasses for that. Ah, Magic Minds. I've been taking this mental performance shot every day for a week now. You can perfectly take it in addition to your coffee morning routine, but I decided to cut my caffeine completely to really experiment for myself what it could do. And honestly, I'm impressed. Normally I'd start feeling drained after a few hours of editing, but with this I felt a lot more focus and more calm. It's like my thoughts are clearer and I'm not feeling amped up with that caffeine rush. As most of you might experience, our world nowadays is full of distractions. But I think Magic Mind offers a great way to cut through that noise. It's meant to support long-term focus and calm, not just to give you that quick boost. And I actually feel that. It's like I can focus without the constant urge of checking my phone or drift off. The ingredients are solid, doctors validated and scientifically proven too. There is something inside called 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆, a top-notch nootropic for mental clarity, organically grown mushrooms from California and their matcha from the highest possible grades that give you steady energy. They've even figured out how to make the ingredients absorb faster so you can start feeling it sooner. Plus it's not overloaded with caffeine, so you can just take it in the afternoon without messing with your sleep. And I love that there is no crash. It's a smooth, focused feeling that just lasts. Magic Mind even donates to mental health charities. With every bottle sold, they're carbon neutral and they offer a no questions asked refund 100 days after purchase. After trying it out for myself, I really support this product and I think you should really check it out for yourself as well. In collaboration with them, we've curated the code Explomo20 that you can use at magicmind.com/Explomo to get 48% off your order for the next 10 days. Now, let's see what else we can discover in this room, but not without a little help of Magic Mind, of course. That marks day 7. Now, I already showed you that there's a lot of things left in here. Even right here in these drawers of the desk, we still have paper clips, tools. I even see a crucifix right here. Some other glasses right in the drawer. It's really the aftermath of their life, of their business. Every day they used to be here. Hearing devices and parts of it. As you can tell, they specialize in a lot of things. These are even old receipts. Wow, it's like a little template from 2007, so they were still operational back then. I already showed you all the leaflets, but it seems that they also had like a sort of touristic office. All these books over here, you can definitely see the decay over there in the corner. Encyclopedias. Whoa, check this out. These are also still all completely filled, prepared microscope slides. It's unbelievable, guys. Exploring an abandoned house with this attached to it and it's completely untouched. Everything is left and you can tell it's also really been abandoned for long. I mean, most of these I cannot even open up anymore because of the humid conditions. All the wood expanded. And what we have right here actually used to be where they showcase all their products, probably glasses. a lot of mail. And they were all for Mrs. Jacqueline. You can probably hear the traffic coming over here in the city center. These are the shutters from this actual optician store. I'm not sure what's in here. Oh, these used to be biscuits, but yeah, you can tell they're completely rotten. These are definitely the parts of a store where you will usually never get. Now, heading back to the optician part. I mentioned a little earlier that this was the door where all the customers would walk in. Still have 2 leather seats, the great Magic Mind box, and also some certificates. And I think, yeah, look at this. These are all like archives from the store. Whoa, there are definitely a lot of them. And I do think that they also had kind of a travel agency. Here is another pedestal, and this one still has this urn on top of it. Now, there are no cremative remains luckily left, but I think there used to be inside of here. And what we see on the wall here are more diplomas. Actually, not all just for an optician. This one is for optician, for Mr. Robert, but he was also a radio mechanic. He got this in 1963. Okay, this is actually from a society of labor from the Kingdom of Belgium. And right here we have a grandfather clock. Beautiful, guys. I think it's brass. Definitely don't think it's gold, but I mean, it's beautiful to see it still in such a pristine state. And the light spots above us right here. And that brings us to the main stairwell from this side. You can still see some things on the doors that you can definitely tell it was a store. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a place like this in the middle of a city center. Usually they often get trashed or repurposed. And also look at the door over there. It's a really beautiful pattern in the glass. Underneath the staircase, there is just some storage, a lot of boxes. That's all. Now you can clearly tell that this part was also not saved from extensive mold growth. Let's head up these stairs right now, because there is 2 more floors with bedrooms, other parts completely untouched. You can tell there used to be frames hanging on the wall here, given the marks. This looks like a balcony, but I'm not sure if it was used like that. And right here we have the master bedroom. At least I think that this is the last bedroom where Mrs. Jacqueline used to sleep. Oh, no way. Mr. Robert, a little cross like obituary for him. He passed away in 2007. So I was right with my assumption. We still have the denture, probably from Mrs. Jacqueline. Given that I think that this was abandoned around 2012, given the date that we just found. Vanity right here. I really like the marble plates. I think this was actually for some perfume or cologne. Even still lingerie inside here. Hairbrush. And all these religious prints as well. This bedroom is very untouched, like the other parts of the home. And I keep saying it, but I truly find it remarkable that it sits untouched for more than a decade in the middle of a city center. Even a sink right here in the bedroom, very convenient. Wow. Guys, there are still so many sweaters and pullovers in here. And I think that they were all from Mrs. Jacqueline. Look at that. Poor lady's clothes are still hanging in here, left unloved. Would they really not have had any children? I mean, it was a hard-working couple. Maybe they did not even have enough time on their hands for having children. I honestly don't know at the moment. I haven't found any signs of children. So maybe there are not even any offspring. But would there still be any family alive? Brothers, sisters, or even friends? Nice frame over here. We have a bathroom, quite retro styles, with these green-yellow tiles. And you can tell that all their grooming products are also left. Even hair curlers over there. Whoa, crazy. This was the pill box. Washer right in front of me. Well, you can tell by what's all littering the floor over here that it was definitely, most likely, Mrs. Jacqueline that lived there. But then at the same time, guys, this is such a big property, like, and it was all for her alone. I think that would make me feel even more lonelier in such a big house. And look at the room where I just stepped into. Very vintage looking. Floor carpeting. All the flower wallpaper. It almost doesn't feel like I'm standing in Belgium. This looks, at least gives me a lot of French vibes. Very nice frames and a painting. I believe these are the same chairs that we've seen in the formal dining room. Jesus Christ. It does seem, and I think it's a little bit strange, but it does seem that this part is more leakage free than the downstairs. The furniture is still unscathed, more likely. I think the house is built on different elevations and that the leakage part is really where the formal dining room is. Standing ashtrays used to be very popular in these days. Wonderful couch over here. You often see them with the same kind of carving style in French chateaus, with these ribbons on top. Same for this frame. And even on the sides over here, there's some drawers. Major cobwebs over there in the corner. And finally, beautiful moldings in the center with this little chandelier. And the first television. So I think this was really like a lounging room. Downstairs was more like a room with the fireplace, having conversations. And this was really a room to watch movies. Some other pictures over here in that frame. And then we're going to another floor up these stairs. You can tell there is a little bit more black mold over here. Oh, and that's crazy, guys. There are literally plants growing inside again. So on this floor, we definitely have a considerable chance of being spotted. I mean, look to our surroundings. There are houses all around this place. I wasn't kidding when I told you city center exploration. But look at this room, wow. Impressive. Very French style bed. I think their business was definitely doing well. They have beautiful antique furniture. They have a big house, centrally located. Wondering who this was. Was this Mr. Robert? Yes, this was Mr. Robert. Born in 1927, by the way. And this was actually from the tennis bonds. So he used to love to play a sport and a game of tennis in his leisure time. I think these were the parents of either one of them. Their religious faith is definitely well reflected in each and every corner of their former home. And even the bed is still partially made up. There are blankets, pillows, even a massive suitcase right in front of the bed. No shoes inside this box anymore, but used to be from a shoe store from this very same town. So unfortunately, cannot show you what's written on that bag. Forgive me, please. Then over here, this wonderful vanity. You can clearly tell that's the glass peeling of the mirror. It's also starting to let loose. Washing bowl and jug over here. This used to be for a little soap. I can simply not open it up anymore. And I must say, it also feels a little bit moist in here. Let's try this one. Still some ties there. Whoa. Yeah, this was definitely maybe the room from Mr. Robert. Would they have slept separately? I don't know, but these are definitely all his coats. Very formal clothes, very chic clothes. He also had this leather jacket over here with fur. Wow, wow. All the clothes are left. Everything is left. Pictures, clothes. Even the remains of their business, their work, their careers as opticians. Unbelievable. Look, there are more clothes. Where still even tags on there. Some books. The jewelry is definitely stolen, sadly enough. Not everybody comes in these places with the best intentions. Whoa. Leather shoes, and also look at these sandals, completely moldy and rotten. There is a little sink over there, also a lot of stuff in this chest. Shoe boxes, again a wedding picture. And finally we have one more room in this house. Medical papers, Jacqueline. We're gonna go into detail of that in a bit. But look at this, guys. This is definitely the most spacious bedroom in the entire place, with the Belgian flag littering the bed. You can tell that we're definitely in Belgium right now. Medical papers, Jacqueline. Oh, there is nothing in there anymore. More archives. They also received a lot of mail by airmail. Is that from the UK, from the US? Could be. Same style of tiles over here as we've seen in the bathroom. Definitely retro looking. This could be Jacqueline. That could be her in her younger days. Not sure what this is. Does not look very great. Wow. Guys, you can tell once again there are houses built everywhere around our vicinity. Let's hope they're not watching the windows, because it's going to be relatively easy for them to spot us right here. On the nightstands, we have the picture. Yeah, this must be her. This was actually part of a driving license. I think there used to be more jewelry inside here. It's all been stolen. This place seems disregarded. Nobody actively maintaining it. You used to have a little rope right here to toggle on and off the light switches. And the wardrobes. Women's clothes. Oh, even over here. Used to be clothes inside, but I can feel it's empty right now. The other side. Whoa. We have this massive fur coat again. More women's clothes. But I'm really thinking, with 3 bedrooms, would there not be any children? Like, what was the purpose of having 3 bedrooms? It does not seem that one was in particular a bedroom for guests, because there are a lot of personal items in each and every room. I guess we will never really find out. As usual, remains a question, and yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. But as always, that also wraps it up for this exploration, guys, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know the drill as always. Like, subscribe and comment right down below. But before wrapping things up, I have something special for my friend Richard, who's behind the camera, and I think he's also never tried this magic mind shot before. So give it a go, buddy.
Okay, I'm curious.
You're curious?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Tastes good.
Right? I was also surprised at first.
Everyone should try this.
I honestly think so. Like, I really support their products. Guys, go experience it yourself and go to the link magicmind.com/Explomo. Use that code that's valid for the next 10 days, Explomo20, to get 48% off your subscription for the next 10 days. And then, as always, I will see you once again on a brand new adventure next week. From Richard and me, peace out.